teaching, what we're going to hold, what we're going to keep now. What do you learn? What are you going to practice this time? The first is where we're going to practice, as I said, these 4 renunciations. 4 renunciations, that means joy and appreciations, love and kindness and compassion, respect. Bring up that 4 renunciation and attitude realizations and the teaching said. And in a short window, what is called? Unfailable, protector, Lama, you knows. The strong devotion to the Padma Samye was the embodiment of all Buddhas of 3 times and all the masters of lineage, together with the lineage masters, everyone, really strong person in that. Strongly and with sincerely devotion, joy and appreciation, connecting our heart and mind. May I become as you all to benefit all sentient beings. With that sincere devotion thought, and as I said many times, you already know that. So with that, then the joy and appreciation of our lives. And that is, the precious human body is difficult to obtain. That which now I will obtain. We have eaten that endurance. How lucky, how beautiful. Feel happy and joy and appreciate that. This appreciation and joy is not extra package we're going to detour from the practice. That is practice. Practice. We're going to make the practice. We're not going to practice suffering, sadness, difficulty, blame, criticizing, this and that. That is not practice. Or at least that for hour or half hour, whatever we practice. That is not our practice. Our practice is joy. We're going to touch our inner core of the nature, of the nuisance, call it. We're going to touch to the Dharma Sambhokaya energy. We're going to touch to the Nirmakaya, call it, of nuisance. And therefore, joy and appreciation. Precious life in the favorable condition is difficult to obtain, and I'm lucky that I have that. I got that. I am that. It's not just a God suddenly and accidentally, by cause and condition, all this. Thankful to everyone who bought this life and beautiful precious things. Then the second is a reflection of what? The impermanent. Everyone who is born to die, certainly is going to die. That's true. But that's the way. But we are not dying. I'm not dead now. I'm alive. I'm healthy, quite healthy. I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm jumping. I'm quite good. How lucky, how beautiful. Beautiful, but it's permanent. It's true, everything is permanent. Look back, how many things change. Look now, and we heard how many things happen. And this is the same thing in the future. It's true. We're widening our understanding, not narrowing. Widen understanding. We're not covering up that. We're not kind of covering up as a monkey style. Close our eye, close our ear, and close our mouth. We're Dzogchen masters, Dzogchen practitioners. We're fearlessness. We're going to look to that. And that's called the impermanent. Then cause and conditions. Conditions are inevitable. It's true. Externally, everything is cause and condition inevitable, and inwardly everything is. Happiness brings happiness, inwardly looking. Sadness brings sadness. Anger brings anger. And that we know. Emotional level, we know. It's not just that Buddha said, Master said. It's everything is corresponding. Exactly. Even is illusion, even is unborn, even is all that great emptiness, but at reality level, everything is cooperating, relating that. And therefore have courage and commitment and determination that I'm going to make something beautiful. I'm going to do good things. That will reflect good things to me now and all the way my future, and they're going to reflect to my friend and family and all the beings. I'm going to do something. They can't have the courage and determination, knowing the secret system of the cause and effect system. That system. That systems. Then in the samsara is next thing. In samsara it has so many trouble. That's called the samsaras. Therefore, with that understanding, we have to be patient. We have to be courage, patience, and acceptance. We have to accept the situation. Passion, we do every best to avoid that. When it comes, we have to accept. There's no way we can avoid anything. Comes. It happened. It happening. It will happen. Right? It will happen. Therefore, courage and acceptance and patience and understanding is knowing the meaning of the samsaras. Samsara, with that, increasing compassion, increasing love, increasing joy and appreciation. Well, we are here in the kind of nice time of the window of the nice time. Why we spoil? Why we spoil? We have to be well, we everything good. And the great master was Padma Samye said, in one of his teachings, Vajra Heart, he said, the fire is around, everywhere fire is around. Around, there's no way we can avoid. Avoid. It's true. Everywhere is that. There's nothing that. It's this part of the samsara. But however, there's the midst of the skylight, sunshine, sun shining. Why we spoil that? We should be enjoy that sunshine. Do something good. Happy, make happy others. Celebrate that. Enjoy that. That is what the practice is. And then with that, what is the next one? In the teaching of his own Dongyal Rinpoche, by thinking that may my mind turn to Dharma. May my mind turn to Dharma. That means Dharma is not subject, Dharma is not an object, but Dharma is our mind. Our mind. We have to mingle with Dharma to our heart. Dharma is not the symbol to show. Dharma is not the title to show. Dharma is not just the kind of decorated things. Dharma is to the mind. Dharma mingled, means oneness. We and the Dharma, if we want to become one, then that's known as practitioners, great practitioners. For those reasons, what we chant at the beginning of the prayers, Lord Chusen Dollars, Chilamna Dollars, Lantrava, Trination Chavas, that praise. My mind turned to the Dharma, become oneness. That means when our mind turns to the Dharma, what will happen? More happy, more joy, more peaceful, more calm, more appreciative, soft heart, tender heart, and full heart. That is really more happy, more content, joy, peace. That is really known as Dharma. Dharma. And respect, all that the beautiful qualities of the Sambhokaya, of the Nyuksin is arising, coming out, not covered by all those emotion packages that have been covered for so many lifetimes. Now it's been lightening. We're heading that way. Heading and coming, the real nuts coming out. That is really the practice. Mind turned to the Dharma. Something subtle, humble, profound, more satisfying, more joy. With that, then refuge, confidence with Buddha Dharma Sangha, with the devotions, compassion, love, and kindness, and compassion for all sentient beings, with the four boundless, and offering, sharing, all those 5 steps of those devotion, all that is the basic of our beautiful things, qualities of that. With that thought, then practice Dzogchen. With that, then practice Dzogchen. And the Dzogchen practice is what? And the great master said at the beginning time, taking time, we all have this nature, Buddha nature. Nyuksin is is owned by the selected groups. This Master Muhammad said, everyone has this. And everyone has not just have that, everyone has equal. Whether you're fully enlightened, whether we are deluded sentient beings, we all have the same nature without any discrimination. This Nyuksin is residing right in our heart center. That Muhammad said so many times in the quotation. He took quotations from from the Dzogchen teachings, all Tantras and Mahayoga, Anayoga, and as well as other, those renowned Tantras, Garba and Gohe Samaj, he took all those from quotation that everyone said one voice, we all have this nature. Nature is equal to everyone. It's residing in the heart center. And how is it residing that nature? In the teachings, that's what it says. It's residing this nature in the heart center with the clarity, with the emptiness or openness. Openness, emptiness, clarity, that nature is residing all the time, right in our heart center. And that Dzogchen teaching in Gohen Garba, they're all that say, within the heart center there's chakras, earth chakra, within the chakras, within the chakra there is that nature states. And they're known as then the original youthful West body which is shielded by the dualities, but it's residing full glowing quality, full potential, full glowing quality, as like nuclear enlightenment qualities, residing right. And it has the openness, that means infinite. It is infinite. It's not can be measured. It's infinite. It's clarity of the five wisdoms. And five wisdom means it's not just a wisdom, what we think we tell it, but it's compassion, it's loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, ability, that all reside in the form of light, the color, five colors, white, yellow, red, blue, green, that which is residing indestructible nature within our natural states. That is what we are moving forth from life to life, from life to life. That is the moving force. That nature is residing right inside. That he introduced, Muhammad introduced to us, that is right in our heart center. And it stays with the three qualities as according to Dzogchen level. It stays the quality of the infinite, it stays the quality of the energy, it stays the quality of the manifestations, known as the original basic three wisdom of the kayas. Dharmakaya, Sambhokaya, Nirmakaya, that potential, that quality, full existing, right with that Yuxi qualities, is right. And that which is, then Muhammad told, that is not compounded. Compounded because its original quality is continued until now. It will continue in the future. It's not compounded. If it's compounded, it will subject to change. It's not, then it's not going to move. It is uncompounded. It is great permanent in a way. And the teaching said, it is permanent of the great, beyond of the permanent and impermanent. The great permanent which is beyond of the permanent, impermanent states. And this nature states. It is, so that means Dharmakaya, Sambhokaya, Nirmakaya is right with us. Right. To behold that, then I bought. To behold, to see that, to behold these qualities, then I also bought some instructions from the great master that I received. And I learned from others. And then teaches, look to your nature. Look to your mind. The looker itself is conception, as Muhammad said, conception. But the moment you look, you reach to the speechless status. There's nothing to find. When you think I'm going to look by my mind, to my mind, by me, if you think of that, that is a conception, that is mind, but beyond that, we can't explain anything. Reach to the openness status. That is, we are beholding the Dharmakaya quality of the Nyuksin. That is Dharmakaya quality of Nyuksin, and that is known as emptiness, the great emptiness. The great empty which is not blank emptiness. It's not blank emptiness. It's great emptiness. It's fullness. It's freedom. It's infinite. It's Dharmakaya, the basic quality of the inherent body or inherent nature. You behold it. Now you behold. That is will. That is will. This is I also use and went quite extensively as other great teachings from the whom I received and use as Garab Dorji's technique. The introducing, pointing out in the nature as it is. That is what it is. When you got that introduced, when you discovered there's nothing to behold, and the teaching said, nothing to see is the greatest sin. When you didn't see, that means there's a conception cannot play the role. We reach to the inexpressible quality of the nature, realization. That is, as I said, is the will. Again I'm saying, that is known as will. We have to keep will every practice Dzogchen meditation. That is the will. And will is so important. If we don't have the right will, what is our meditation? Meditation is applying. What we applying? Right, not right will. Then what we're going to get? Result, not right result. So therefore, right will is so important. And many great masters often use it. Say in the kingdom, you say it many times. So this is a use example. If we mixed up the day first of the day first, then it will mix up other days too. Day first is so important. First, number one is important. If we mix up the number one, the rest of the numbers goes wrong. That is just logic. Therefore, once we got the will, that is important. This will is then known as the ordinary nature of the nature. The self-luminosity, unimpeded, realization of the Buddha Samye Ling, realization of the Buddha Shakyamuni, realization of the Padma Samye Ling. That will, that is realization. When we are mingling our mind with that, being in that state, that is, as I said the other day too, this is known as the merging the mind, our mind with mind of the great masters. That is what it is, merging that. It's not just a kind of two piece of objects coming together, but we are merging to the infinite state of that realization status. That is, this ordinary nature, ordinary qualities, unimpeded, obstructed, pure from the beginning. One, we recognize that qualities as we inherit it. It's not something coming from outside. If we recognize that inherit our qualities to ourselves, that is known as in the teaching, Mo Ram Todam Topa. Means your nature, you discover as it is. You discover. You connect. And now, next one, to maintain that, then, Tachi Todaji, then those are applied to maintain that. That means you kept coming back to the will. Whether it's meditation, whether it's a conduct, whatever experience go with through. Coming back to with nothing changed, nothing moved, nothing is happening. It's just a display. It's nothing is happening. Nothing went out of the right range. All is within that range of the mandala of the Dharmakaya. Mandala of Dharmakaya, what all is the display of the Dharmakaya, display of the Sambhokaya. Nothing went out. Nothing is wrong. We don't have to panic. We don't have to worry. We don't have to let all merge back as it comes. Within its own natural state, without bringing any other antidotes from outside or any means. Use self-cleaning in a way. Self-cleaning, self-liberating. Self-liberating, right in there. That is known as meditation. That is the conduct levels. When we meditate with that, then, as I said, there's a you know already. Those 4 ways to abiding, those, or 3 immovable level, which is Dzogchism, his own style. Dzogchen is one of the spiritual states. Togas, the Tritus, its own spiritual techniques, those 3 techniques. Immovable body, immovable of the senses, immovable of the mind, relax, abide in the Dharmakaya, freely, openly, very freshly, energetically, and nicely keeping up that. Well, we maintain that status, then those all movements comes. Different one after another, those movements come. I listed that. I went through those. Those at least the name, those things. That what the great master said. It's not something that I'm talking, but what the great master that I feel, I learned. Went through those. All it comes. And that summarize of those, always in the teaching said, summarize all those experiences, and there is rough experience and a smooth experience. Rough experience, smooth experience. And that is possible, as the other day I spoke with him, abiding, movement, and beholding. And when you abide in this nature with all those qualities, and there is then experience comes. And those are known as, to summarize that, rough experience and a smooth experience. Rough experience is something that feel uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. Whether this levels of the sense level, or with the eye, ear, nose, tongue, whatever that level of feeling level, and become kind of sensitive, irritable, sensitive, and all these things, something kind of unusual things, sparking, physical level, mental level, all those something that really not feeling right, not comfortable. Those are not the rough experience. Where this comes from? Applying same thing. And more keep the will, let merge, let dissolve. Keep the courage and confidence, devotion. Use all the compassions, love and kindness, compassion, thought. And bring up the realization. Don't forget the instructions. Don't forget the teachings. Don't forget the practices. Keep re-strengthen that and let it subside. Let it go. Let it dissolve. Maintain and continue in the course of the rupa as a voyage. Continue that, it will subside. Not just subside, but it will re-strengthen, the teaching said, re-strengthen our realization, our understanding. Strongly and beautifully, deeply. Those are rough experience. Smooth experience something appealing that also comes. Those times in the teaching said will come in the 3 categories or more. Those are known as then the experience of the blissfulness, comfortableness, an experience of the clarity, kind of brilliant impact, an experience of the neutral status. Those are the Deva in the Tibet, Deva, Sara, Matobanya. And related with that too, something not just always, that more kind of everything going so nice and beautiful, nice environmental level, inwardly also more kind of feeling senses of the bliss, senses of the clarity, something kind of brightness and senses of those neutral states, those also comes. Those comes. But not necessarily immediately when we start doing the meditation, it will come all that. But maybe when we have a little bit more abide in this, nearby will become a little stronger, a little more stable. And then you are become also a little more noticeable, more subside, and then maybe those 3 experiences, the smooth experience, also begin to shine. This is generally experience. In the teachings, they are not, again, they are sign of the realization, sign of the progress. Progress is nature, basic beautiful qualities are shining. Bring up this. It's coming good. But however it is, also can be sometimes slow down our progresses by this. And we start clinging. We start attaching. We kind of wanting that more. That means we're trying to track our meditation by the ego, by the desire, where we want. Because our meditation, Dzogchen meditation, free from the ego, free from the grasping. But if we start grasping, manipulative by grasping in our own habit pattern, then it could turn into some kind of slow hindrance. That's it. Otherwise, the bliss itself is the quality of the Sambhogaya. Yeah. No, bliss is the quality of the Nirmakayas. And clarity, that brightness is quality of the Sambhogayas. And the neutral is the quality of the Dharmakayas, is arising. That is natural expression, call it radiating. But if we start grasping, clinging, then it can be that. So therefore, again, whenever that comes as Great Master Padma Samye Ling said, but using instantly, maintaining in the Rupa status, that Rupa status, and using instantly or suddenly using syllables such as peg. If you're alone, meditating, your own room, and then use that peg. Started shutting the peg. One time we had the teaching with Khenpo did this teaching long time ago, and then this in the pattern which is teaching, so somewhere the three word that pointing out that has Khenpo that give it, so we are giving that. And then there is this use this pack syllables. So then we are meditating afternoon, everybody meditating, and somebody shooting, somebody joined that so suddenly, and one or two people jumped up. So we do group together. I think it could be again sometimes it's really kind of like it blows up. But I think the individual is when you're meditating and you have this experience, or any of this rough experience too. To use a rough experience, those comes too. Then use these techniques. Just immediately kind of shatter away that to the space of Dhamma and relax on the person's state. Listen and focus, the meditation, and that will help. So that's it. And so those are the way the practices. So with practices, and then if we can, that is the practice. Again, start with the very beautiful foundation practices, and then do every end, do really Dzogchen meditation. As we went through, it's good to do Dzogchen meditation for 15 minutes, or 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can do. Do every day. If you didn't do that, practice it, it will be wonderful. It is beautiful. And then in the concluding, that then dedicate the merit, and that end, and in the concluding, they do all those beautiful dedication prayers. And then we need to come to the post meditation. Then also, if you can kind of remember this one in the teaching, you said, I has joined every time about practices, what I chant. Karma, Rabrab, Manme, Yuma, Serpa, Chor, Mana, Law, Titao, that what I chant. This is the teaching, of course, the teaching of the Buddha. And in the monastery, they used to chant this. Every session, particularly summer retreat, rainy season retreat, they do this practice, they chant. Every time when you go out, they chant that. And this is the same thing here. This is the same thing here. Here and here, in page 9, for example, in this phrase is all these phenomena, for example, they are like magic, mirage, dream, reflection, the hallucinatory city and the city of the Gandharva, echoes, reflection of the moon in the water, bubble, optical illusion, and manifested illusions. We should know, you should know all world phenomena to be just these 10 examples of the illusions. So this is the post-meditation level. We go and trying to perceive that. Or just if we don't think about all those 10s, just all this dream, all this like magic, all this like mirage. It's truly, it is dream. It's a magic. It's like mirage. It's really exactly. And as this, and not just we are saying that to the object like or that, all this, but ourself, myself is a dreamland. Myself is illusion. Myself is mirage. So everything is this status. And have that attitude a little bit as much as we can. That is also really the beginning of the dream yoga practice too. We started thinking that again, it's true. It is mirage. It is dream. Then we start thinking that is very, very big steps of the dream yoga practices. And they dedicate the merit. So that's it. And that is my, in a way, brief talk. And now, what do you learn? Now, Dzogchen meditation and look into the nature of the mind. Relax, and that's it. And that's Garab Dorji's teaching. So remember that and thank you, everyone. Okay, any questions? Children's questions?